downline.
Yeah, I'm about to give you the mic before I let you talk. Let me preface it with this. Guys, Ron, here's the thing about Ron, and especially when you get him coming to your area, he needs an hour and a half to 2 hours, an hour and a half minimum. He needs 2 to 3 hours. Now, that's not because he's long-winded, because he'll shut off the clock if you say be off at 9:27, I mean, he won't go a second beyond it to a fault. But he's so captivating, when he has, after you've given him about 20 minutes to get wound up and he starts flying, people are just on the edge of their seats. And that's been that way for 12 years, how captivating he is when he has audiences. Because when he starts getting in people's grill about life and choices and things like that, he has life-changing words of wisdom that sink deep into people's spirits. They don't even know it's happening, but there's transformation that takes place in their lives. Don and I've seen it with people walking out of hotel rooms year in and year out. And for us to just say, "Can you come up here and say a few words?" is almost a crime, because he could talk for the next 3 hours, and then y'all would be extremely happy.
Don't leave the stage. All right, how much time do you want me to take? 5 minutes?
It's up to you.
6?
Quit worrying about the watch and just talk.
That's your leader. No respect whatsoever. 2 of my favorite people I'm looking at, Danny and Diane. They walked in, you know the story, they walked in the corporate office back when AdvoCare was a pee-wee little company. And we couldn't afford to buy much in the way of distributor support materials. So behind the little receptionist, we had a Texaco road map. And Danny walked in and looked at the map, and I put pins into the cities where we had a presence in AdvoCare. And there were 6 pins. So we had not saturated the market. And Danny said, "There's nobody in Austin?" And we said, no, nobody. Nobody in San Antonio, very little in Houston. And this is what I would call a leap of faith. With no evidence, with no reassurance whatsoever, he almost instantaneously created a vision of what he could do in Austin. Now, without a vision, what happens? The people perish. You'll notice he's still here. He has not perished. So all standards for productivity in the world of AdvoCare are compared to Danny and Diane. And I still haven't concluded yet, where is the real magic of this distributorship? Danny or Diane? That's still up to debate. But in this particular case, what makes their distributorship work is the chemistry between the 2 of them. Each of, yeah, you can applaud that. I've never had chemistry applauded before, but it's okay. Now, what can I say in 2 minutes? Not a lot. If you were all my sons and daughters, which you could be, are you thinking what I think you're thinking? It may not be far from accurate. If you were, and if I wanted to give to you a single idea that could take perhaps your current struggle with getting momentum started and cause you to take a leap of faith that would start a new wave of momentum, here's what it would be. It is not learning how to do a mixer. It is not learning how to package your story. It's none of that how-to stuff. Here's what it is. With enough strong reasons, people can do the most remarkable things. When the why becomes strong, the how becomes easy. So I would ask you, why are you doing AdvoCare? What's your burning passion? What? The cowboy's here. I just spotted your hat, man. I got distracted. But I would urge you, and Danny and Diane both have heard me say this many, many times, until you sit down with paper and pencil and compose 2 lists. List number 1, what do I want that I don't now have? Because when you were little kids, you were dreamers. When you grew up, you were going to be this, or you were going to be that, and there was nothing you couldn't do. Does anybody remember when you were a kid and felt that way? Let me see your hand. In the process of growing up, we lose a lot of that magic. We become logic-driven, bottom-line answer. How do I do this? How do I do that? And we lose the ability to dream. And the best way that you can recapture that and reinvigorate that creativity and imagination and curiosity is paper and pencil and compose a list. What do you really want that you don't now have? And I'm not just talking big cars, big houses, fur coats, diamonds. No. And your list ought to have a list of at least 100 things. And you should try to do it before you go to sleep tonight. Which ought to make tomorrow morning interesting. But by all means, you got to do it before Monday. Monday, life and its distractions will move on in on you, and you won't remember your list. List number 2. What do you have right now that you don't want anymore? And I hope you're not sitting next to the person over there. Crystal Crawford. Good to see you. That second list, finding out what's got you turned off. And all of us in this room, me included, life being what it is, will bring to you in your life some distractions. Sometimes it's a friend who calls you up every day and tells you what's wrong with life. And you tolerate it. Those 2 lists. That first list is what I call desire. Uncovering things that get your wick lit and cause you to have a passion about things again. And list number 2 is disgust. Does anybody here honestly feel that there's at least one thing in your life that's got you turned off? Let me see your hand. See, we've got some problems. It's tough to get turned on until you get rid of what's got you turned off. And when the day comes that when you have a day where your desire on a scale of 1 to 100 is up here, and on the same day, your disgust on a scale of 1 to 100 is up here. Both at the same time. Bam! But if you don't know what you have that you don't want, or what you want that you don't have, then tomorrow will be like yesterday. Next year will be like last year. Reason? Whatever it is, it doesn't change till you change. That's the way the pickles work. I'm going to stop there, I think.